47% of people in the UK don't feel confident about their financial literacy. And much of this is related to myths about credit scores and how they impact your mortgage. So today, with the help of Martin Lewis, I'm going to talk you through credit scores and even show you how to get a free copy of your credit report. So stay tuned because there's a lot of really important information and you will learn a lot during this video.
Credit score, why am I being rejected? First thing, electoral roll information. If you're not on it, often it'll kibosh applications.
The electoral roll or the voters roll, if possible, make sure that you're on the voters roll. Because what they can then do, if you are on the voters roll, they can do an electronic verification of where you live. So it may reduce some of the items a mortgage broker requests from you, and it will also boost your credit score.
You've got all the public records, the bad stuff about debt, CCJs or the equivalent in Scotland. Now they stay on your file for 6 years. So if they're about to wipe, wait to apply until it's gone.
And this ties into the fact that you want to make sure that you speak to a mortgage broker at least 6 months before you need to apply for a mortgage. And as a rule, especially if you are just an everyday citizen, as a rule, you should check your credit score at least once per year. And at the end of this video, I will show you how to download your credit score. But it's important that you check it regularly because there may be some things on your credit score that you're not aware of. There may be some items that have been misrepresented. Someone may have done fraud on your account. There's a lot of different things that can happen. And so you want to make sure that you know what's going on with your credit score.
Then you've got searches. That's applications you've made. They only stay on your file for 1 year, but still spread them out. Don't do too many in a short space of time. Linked data. Have you got a joint bank account or mortgage? If you do, then the person you're joint with, their file can be looked at when you're being assessed. So don't get a joint product with someone who's got a bad credit history. Then all the stuff you'd expect, your account data. So all the credit products and whether you're paying them in time, but also things like gas and electricity direct debits, monthly mobile phones, monthly car insurance, their loan products too, they go on your file. And they've just started in some areas putting renting on. May not sound too good, but actually it means if you pay your rent on time, it'll boost your credit file.
Yeah, so those are all the different things that will appear on your credit file. And
now, Martin, loads of people have been getting in touch to say, what do you do if there's an error on your file?
Well, first of all, you contact the company who the error's with directly, you know, whoever's put it on and say, can you get rid of it? If they say no or they dispute it, then you write to the credit reference agency asking to put a notice of correction on, which is where you briefly explain why you think it shouldn't be there. That can slow applications down, but it can also help you get accepted. And at the same time, you then appeal to the Financial Ombudsman Service and ask it to get rid of that default if it shouldn't.
So now what happens if you find out that there is something on your credit report that shouldn't be there or that is incorrect? This happened to one of my clients recently where someone had fraudulently taken out an O2 account in that person's name. They were notified by O2 that something had gone wrong. They spoke to O2. O2 was able to verify that it was fraud. O2 had said that they were going to take that item off the credit report, but they didn't. So when they started talking to me, it came up. So what they had to do is contact O2, get O2 to update the credit report, remove that item. It can take 4 to 6 weeks for it to actually fully update. So that's why you want to make sure that you're talking to a mortgage broker well in advance, because the other thing is, especially with specialist lenders, they will look at what's happened in the past as far as missed payments or late payments. But what they're probably going to want to see is that you haven't had any missed or late payments within the last 6 months. If you have a default, the best thing you can do is clear that default. It will then show up on your credit report as an S, which is satisfied. Even specialist lenders want to see that whatever has happened, there is some distance between when it happened and when you're applying for the mortgage. So that 6-month term that I suggest that people use in advance of applying for the mortgage or applying for any kind of credit, there's a reason behind that. The reason why I say 6 months is because if you do find something, you need some time to correct it. If you are late or behind in payments, currently it gives you those 6 months to be able to refresh that and put some distance between you and the missed or late payment. Now, you're probably wondering, well, where do I see all of this stuff? Now, most bank accounts do provide a credit score. So you can see briefly your credit score. It's either from Equifax or Experian. But as a mortgage broker and pretty much any financial expert that you speak to, they will advise that you get a multi-agency credit report. The best place to get that multi-agency credit report would be Check My File. So I'm going to show you how to download that Check My File credit report, because what it's going to do, it's going to show you everything about your credit profile. It will show you, where you've lived. It will show hard and soft searches. It will show any missed late payments, defaults, CCJs, anything like that. And this is valuable information, particularly when you are applying for a mortgage. So I'm going to show you how to download that report. And as I said, you should check your report at least once a year. So it's good to stay subscribed to Check My File. But if you just need it for a mortgage and you decide you need to cancel it, guess what? I'm going to show you how to cancel that as well.